Welcome to Marked Up Live. Welcome to Marked Up Live.
All right, party people. My bad.
Welcome to Marked Up Live.
All right, man. What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing?
What up? What is going
My
brother?
son doesn't want to get off the screen, bro. My son. Hey, how you like my new setup, everybody? We're just kind of getting used to
We
it.
just flew in from.
Yeah, we just flew in. We're actually in LA right now.
Yeah.
We're in LA trying to shoot a episode of Marked Up Live, man. Welcome out, everybody, to another Thursday. Thank you so much for hanging out. I really appreciate it. Start your watch parties. We got a great show with Cezar over here. What's up, man?
How you doing, man?
I am so glad you're here, bro. Back-to-back interviews, man.
Yeah,
You had one
man.
last
It
night?
was good. It was good. Shout out to Bumper Gomez.
Yeah, what's up,
That's
Bumper?
his
How
name.
are you, sir? I was checking out your show, man. Very, very cool stuff, man. And so how you doing, dude? Everything
I'm good, man. Starting to stay busy.
Yeah?
Starting to stay.
You're looking
All this
fly,
COVID
bro.
stuff. Thank you, man.
I gotta
Thank you.
say, man, I had to put the dogs away, man. I was like, dude, I can't let this dude come in my house with his kick-ass suit, and then I got a dog jumping on
You
him.
said your
man.
dog jumps, right? So
Yeah, Miles.
so-
my dog, Miles. But, yeah, man, so thank you for being on the show.
You're welcome, bro. Thank you for having me, man.
Yeah, dude. Like,
It's been
yeah.
2 months in the making.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, man. I've been bothering this guy like for a while already. So thank you. Yeah, it's been a crazy month, man. Like, trying to get ready to
The music
kind
business
of.
getting back in, man.
Yeah,
It's good.
man. I'm feeling it, dude. I'm feeling how it's stressful because it came out of nowhere. And I think we were talking about how cool things were when. It took a while for everybody to kind of reset, but when I was resetting, I kind of like, the gigging, the break from the gigs was good.
It was good.
I
It
had
was
to
good.
say that, right?
And you have to restart again, man. I mean, to get your body used to it.
Yeah.
Quarantine was good and bad at the same time. Yeah.
See, man, you're a vocalist. Like I'm still a labor worker, man. I still gotta pick up my speakers, and I gotta like, me and the guys, man. But that's cool, man. And so I know we were talking earlier about David Lee. So, man, I want to hear a little bit about David, man. Are you guys going to be gigging some more here?
We actually have
shortly?
our first. We've had several shows recently, and then now that Texas is back open up 100%, I think this will be our first show at the Poti Strawberry Festival, April the 9th. That'll be our first show, as when, like I said, when Texas is now open. So we'll be at the Strawberry Festival on the 9th, and then on the 10th I just saw a flyer. We'll be somewhere in Laredo on the 10th.
Somewhere in Laredo?
Yeah.
Cool,
So those
man.
are our new upcoming shows. So
Dude, that's
pretty
cool.
good, man.
Okay, so how long has it been since y'all have like played? Like, when was the last gig?
The last gig before COVID, or when they, our last gig was March 14th of 2020.
Right. And y'all haven't played since then at
We
all?
had we like I said, we played except I think we played at Herrera's in Channelview, but again that was at the 75%.
Oh, okay.
So we've only had
okay.
like few shows, but now now we're slowly and surely. I'm looking on Facebook and I'm seeing these flyers. So I know that the gigs are coming back. So that's good, man.
Dude, that's cool. That's cool.
it's
Nah,
good.
man. I mean, when I did my first gig back, yeah, it was good.
Yeah. It feels good to be back on stage,
It felt
man.
good. Hey, man, you've been practicing. You're staying in shape,
Yeah,
bro.
I'm very fortunate, that with COVID, the band stopped gigging, but I do mariachi as well. I do that kind of stuff. So while COVID, affected the band itself, I was very fortunate to still have little, I would do like go to the homes and of course I would sing from a distance to somebody. So I was still getting hired to do stuff like that. So the music for me really never stopped.
It never stopped. Yeah.
Just take my little speaker with me and just kind of by myself. And,
yeah. So
but
that's good. So then you just kind of kept working your voice,
Yeah,
man, which is
yeah.
like, I'm discovering
I try to
some
sing
of these
every
things.
day, man. I try to sing every day.
Yeah, really? Yeah. And I see on some of your live, dude, you're like singing all these tunes. I'm like, dude, Cesar's like just getting down over here, man. Look, check him out. He's on his own little, gets his phone, pops it right there, turns on a tune.
I'm in my car, just driving in my car, just
I
jamming.
love it, dude. I was like, look at this dude. He's just like going live and just singing some tunes, man. That's
Pretty good, man.
And so again, welcome out to the show, man. And
Thank you,
this is we're getting close to episode 50, man. So I'm getting really excited about that. There's my daughter, dude, just like the one that yelled at you outside.
Yeah, so you can't park there.
Yeah,
You're in my spot.
She graduated from UTSA and she got her certificate in yesterday, man.
Oh,
I'll try to go get it in a little bit.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah, man, we're all excited for her on that.
It's another reason to party.
Yeah, another reason to party, but I don't drink. She had to drink orange juice. But no, it's too much sugar. No, I'm just kidding. But so there's a lot of been going on, on our side too. We're trying to, work more on the show and trying to get more things going on, just like you guys are getting back into the work and the gigs. And oh man, it's been like a crazy, crazy week. But we're gonna tap into like your life, a little bit, and
Sure.
how your connection with the Sarata family. Growing up, man, and your admiration and inspirations from Roberto Pulido and all that good stuff, man, that we were talking about, man. I can't wait to peek at some of that, man, and get into some of the personal side, the life of, what brought you into our musical family, man. You know what I mean?
For sure.
How old are you, brother?
28.
28?
I'll be 29 July 3rd.
So you're 29.
28.
28. You've already been a councilman in Robstown, and now you're part of the school board.
On the school board.
And then you're lead singer for David Lee Garza. You're all over the place, bro.
And it just, it's in the works. I'm not too sure how that's going to plan out. We're in the process, but I'm a bar manager, and I may be a bar owner soon, so that's another club owner.
In Robstown?
Corpus. The Texas Nugget in Corpus Christi.
Texas.
So it's in the works right now. I mean,
Really?
I don't know if I want to go into the business side of it.
Yeah,
But
of
right
course.
now, I'm managing a club out there. So.
Unless we're going to lose viewers, man. We don't want to talk about business, bro. Right, dude? They're like, I don't want to hear about business. But that's what it is. That's interesting, man.
Stay
wow.
busy.
Yeah, so we'll definitely peek into that somewhere down the line. I think before we get started, man, I want to kind of play some music here, man. Let's get the vibe going, man. Let's kind of get to that.
Sure, for sure.
If you want to set this one up, this is the one with you and Pulido, and there's plenty of video on this one, but this is when you were with Pulido. I think it's Fiesta.
Yeah, I think that video was Fiesta, and if I remember correctly, the Musicales, we were gigging in Round Rock, and it was an early gig, so I was like, hey man, as soon as we're done, I jetted back to San Antonio.
Man.
I said, Pulido's playing Market Square. I gotta go.
Yeah.
So, and I was there, and then he called me up on stage and sang a couple of songs with him. So that's where that video comes in.
Dude, okay, man. But we're going to get into that here in a little bit. Everybody, welcome out to Marked Up Live, man. We got Cezar Martinez, Tocayo. All right, man. We'll see you guys in a sec.
Señorita,
Are we on?
Right there, right
Are
there.
we on?
Okay, there we go. Sorry about that, everybody. Yeah, man. So what we were saying here is we're talking about how Cezar, how I'm admiring his vocal embellishments and things like that, and I'm getting into that part of my life where I'm going to be recording an album too, right? And so I was just complimenting him on his vocal embellishments and how he and he was saying that you have never taken lessons before.
No, I've never taken lessons. They were always kind of, they wanted me to be in choir in school, but that wasn't I wasn't I didn't want to be in choir, honestly. So as far as vocal exercises, vocal lessons, I don't know any of that. I mean, I've seen other singers where prior to getting on a show, they're doing these exercises, and I don't know any of that. So I just, get up and get on stage and sing. So
okay, cool.
Again, I mean, like I said, I who knows, and I'll probably eventually, if I'm damaging something, I don't know. I mean, I just roll with the punches, I guess.
Yeah, exactly right. You'll find out later.
Yeah, we'll find out later.
And but I was gonna say that it brings up a really good point because of your musical background and your influences, and if you have somebody like Pulido as an influence, now I got like the way you're performing with Dave Lee and the way I perform with Emilio, his vocal approach impressed the crap out of me, dude. I really just loved how strong he was. Yeah. And very committed, to singing these tunes, and so I think a lot of that has to do with kind of helped me through, me singing at my gigs and stuff. So I'm sure that Roberto Pulido, man, just learning his songs as a child, Serata, stuff like that,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it was just great, man. You mentioned Jesse, growing up next door, and I would sit with him outside on the porch, and I guess at one point. He did have some influence because he did kind of show me, I guess, singing wise, what primera was, what segunda was,
okay.
That kind of thing. But again, as far as vocally, how to breathe, that I don't know. But sitting outside, I would sing with him. No, you're singing it wrong, and you got to go this way, or you got to, when it's here, you got to go like this, or that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So he would play the guitar, or Rene with the guitar, or Jesse with the bass, and then we just sit outside and jam, man. And Conjunto Bernal. Los Chachos, Los Únicos.
So you have an old soul, man. Your soul
man,
comes from down from back in the day.
And I saw in an interview that David Lee did with Rock and Roll James, where prior to me coming in, Dave did mention that his father, before he passed, he would tell him, hey, mijo, búscate un cantante que sepa música de los Chachos. And Dave would tell him, hey, Dad, there's no kids that listen to that no more. That's one. Well, behold, I come in and I know all those, I know all those bands, what? Yeah, so sometimes me and Dave in the bus, we would be in the back and, just jam out to that old stuff, man.
Yeah.
They were turn that crap off. Everybody else. But no, man, it was good.
That's how it was with me, man. When I was with Emilio, I would love to just tune into some jazz stuff and whatever. I would have these videos, man. It's back in VHS days, dude. Why are you laughing? And we would get him, and I would pop him on, but I would do it when everybody was asleep because nobody liked it. Yeah. Nobody wanted to hear it, you know what I mean? But Mark wanted to jam out to some Chicoria or something, and then they would come out and start turning it off and pulling it out, and he threw it out of the bus one time. My video.
I think the one that the one that gets most annoyed is Joey Rodriguez.
Joey,
I don't want to mention any names. I
don't mention any names.
Turn that.
Damn, Joe, you've been called out on Marked Up. Gotcha. But yeah, so tell me a little bit about that, about your okay, so your neighbor is Jesse Serata, and of course, he was icon in the business and the world of bringing a lot of us up, man. Because I know that I was listening to a lot of that stuff too, because I come from I'm older, you know what I mean? So. Yeah, I didn't want to. Sorry about that. But yeah, so those guys really. I wasn't really into that kind of music as much, but my dad was.
Yeah. So I guess it comes natural as far as singing. My dad was a singer and an accordion player, keyboard player, and then he played for several years. He had his own band back in the 60s, and then the 70s he had La Nueva Ilusión, and then he played with Showband USA for a while, and I guess that's where the whole singing thing comes in. But I started singing when I was 3 years old. That was my first ever time performing in front of a crowd.
Yeah.
I sang El Pintor by the Hometown Boys. It was a Cinco de Mayo concert that the school district was hosting, and we had El Pintor is a song that I sang at 3 years old. And then after that, man, I just kept singing and singing and singing and singing, and just, like I said, and then growing up next door to those guys, and I started singing mariachi, and then I started singing Tejano, and then just went on from there, man.
Yeah.
And it just,
you just kept it going.
Kept going, yeah.
You kept going,
kept
and then
going.
you end up.
And I never shut the hell up.
And then you never shut the hell up. And then I love that. And then so then we fast forward a little bit, man, and then now we're over here with.
Fast forward to now. Yeah.
To now.
6 years.
6 years.
6 years now with.
So you were young, man. You were 22 when you got in the band.
Fixing to be 22, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 28 now. So makes you. I guess I'm young, but it makes you feel old.
Wow.
Kind of. I just, I think about. Sometimes I think, man, in 5 years, how many miles have I traveled? I just think about it. And I can imagine Dave, 54, 55 years in the business.
Yeah.
That's like, how many miles has he traveled?
David.
God,
bro.
I mean, when I was born, they were already in fregas with 1392 album, man. I mean, they were already hitting with that album with Jay, and that's when I was born.
That's when you were.
They come back 26 years later, God.
That's a badass album, dude.
Oh yeah.
and you're being born the same year.
I was born the same year. I don't know. I guess maybe my parents were listening to David Lee. I don't know.
No, I just love the fact that it's just like it just tapped into like a younger generation, man. You know what I mean? Because we have a big gap right here. We're about. I don't know, maybe about 2 years apart, maybe? You and I?
3.
3? About 3 years apart? All right. We'll stick with that. And so you know what, man? We have another video here. So there is, we're going back to Jesse Serrata, and then you actually performed a section of the song. You want to set that up, the song that...
Sure. After Jesse Serrata's passing, his nephew Jimmy Lee reached out to me, being that he also knew the connection that I had with Jesse, growing up next door, knowing all the family, So he reached out to me and said, hey, we're wanting to do a tribute album to Jesse, and we would want you to, sing on this album. So I sang several songs, actually, but this song that you're going to put on right now is it's called the All Baby Medley, and it's myself, Rick Fuentes, Jimmy Lee, Frankie Caballero, and
that's a great
some other musicians are on there. I just can't remember all the names. But I'm singing the last song, which is Pa Todo El Año. It's myself and Jimmy Lee that are doing the last one. So it's just All Baby Medley, a tribute to the Iron Throat Jesse Serrata.
Oh, yeah, man. Let's check it out. Thank you, guys. We'll be right back.
¡Ay, corazón! Estoy enamorado locamente de dos amores muy distintos. Una de ellas es puro corazón y la otra es toda mi vida. A las dos las quiero mucho, las dos me hacen muy feliz. Mi vida está completa, soy el hombre más feliz. Yo quisiera que todo mundo viviera como yo, que tuvieran dos mujeres así como tengo yo, que tuvieran dos mujeres así como tengo yo. Oh, baby, te extrañamos. cuatro amores distintos hay en mi vida. Son cuatro Lupes mis preferidas, son Lupe la gorda y Lupe la flaca, Lupe la prieta y Lupe la chata. Si al caso me voy a otras tierras, ay, qué desprecio. Dejo a mis cuatro Lupes sin destino y dejo a la gorda y dejo a la flaca, dejo a la prieta y dejo a la chata. Que tanto quiero y tanto extraño, que me sirvan una copa y muchas más, que me sirvan de una vez pa' todo el año, que me pienso seriamente emborrachar.
Si te cuentan que me vieron muy borracho, orgullosamente diles que es por ti, porque yo tendré el valor de no negarlo. Gritaré que por tu amor me estoy matando y sabrán que por tus besos me perdí.
Para de hoy y en adelante y al amor no me interesa. Cantaré por todo el mundo mi dolor y mi tristeza, porque sé que de este golpe ya no voy a levantarme, aunque yo no lo quisiera. Voy a morirme de amor.
Yeah, man.
Are we on?
Yeah. This time we're
This
on.
time we're on.
I got to. Hey, Mark, you got to remember to unmute, man. You got to remember that, dude. That's cool, man. So, who was the other singer there? Was that, you said Jimmy?
Jimmy Lee was the singer.
Jimmy Lee. Okay,
Lee,
cool,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, and I think on one of them, I think it's Rick Fuentes and Jimmy Lee on the Cuatro Lupes, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Frankie Caballero's doing the accordion the whole tweet.
You know, man, I don't know
on the
Rick
same
very
accordion.
much. Oh, yeah. I don't know Rick very much. I've met him a couple of times, but he's a pretty talented cat.
Yeah, he's amazing, man. Guitar player, bass player,
He
keyboard
does it all.
player. He does everything, man. He's a very
Yeah, it's
talented
impressive.
musician. Yeah,
Do you play an instrument?
I don't.
Nothing?
In high school, I was a trumpet player. Don't ask me to play it now.
No guitar, no.
No. And I started the accordion when my dad passed. And my brothers gave me his accordions. I started it, and it didn't interest me at all.
So what's your normal writing process? You just
I just sing, man.
You
I don't
just
even
sing it?
I don't even write music.
Oh.
I just sing.
Or maybe just have
That's
like a
it.
guitar player with you and just kind of go through some stuff.
Yeah, big, like writing music. I've tried it once, and it just doesn't. No me queda.
Lyrically, you mean?
Yeah, lyrically, I
Lyrically?
don't write music
Yeah, I'm
either.
bad too.
Yeah, I can't.
Thank you.
And
I thought I was the
and
only one.
I know what I want to say. I know what I want to talk about. But to
it's
put pen and
putting in
paper,
words.
yeah,
Yeah,
man, it's
right,
just
it's
like
hard,
God.
right?
It is.
It is, man.
And then like you're saying, without an instrument, then you try to find a melody.
Yeah.
And it's just like, no, I'll just stick to you. Write it and I'll
No.
sing it. You write it, I'll sing it. That's
There
it.
you go.
That's it.
I love it, man. I love it, man. Well, you know, it's like, it's true. It's like, hey, man, I just got into this business, you know, not too long ago. You know, you got to grow. You got to grow. You know what I mean? You got to grow. But then it's harder. It's hard to see that because you're already developed in your vocal skills, and when you're out there, you don't see a young, you know, you're seeing a vocalist up there, man.
Yeah.
Badass, brother.
Thank you.
And we've got a chance to share some gigs together.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. We've done some gigs together already.
You've helped out in Musicales too.
Yeah,
Right? A couple times. Yeah.
Yeah, when Danny calls me to sub in.
Danny
for him.
Fernandez.
Danny, what's up, Danny boy? I miss you, bro.
D-Frog. What is D-Frog?
So yeah, man. So dude, so let's talk a little bit, dude, about your life, man. So we got the music for a little bit. Now we're talking about politics, man. So what's going on with that?
So politics
and then the school board.
And I think we had talked about this earlier because I mean, man, I love politics.
Am I saying it wrong?
No, I love politics. I hate national politics though.
Oh, okay.
Well, actually, I do love national politics, but what I'm referring to is you can never talk about national politics without getting into it with somebody, man.
Oh, yeah,
right now, and I think even the times that we're in right now, it's like you bring up, you know, a
Your
president or
views
something
and-
or views, and
yeah.
it just boom. So the offices that I've held and that I hold currently, I love it because they're nonpartisan. You're not running as a Republican, you're not running as a Democrat, you're just running to represent the community, and that's it, you know. And I like that because you don't basically put your views out there, what you believe in, and you just are there to represent the community, make a decision for the community, you know. That's why I think I like to stick to the local politics where you don't have
Got
to
you.
you don't have to label yourself, man, because, you know, I mean, this is how I see it. Once you're a Democrat, you know, or Republican, they label you, like, you know, oh, this guy Republican, tiene feria, you know, or this like Democrat, you know, it just,
Yeah.
I don't like the labels like
Yeah.
that. So I like to stick to the
I
local.
can see that, and I can respect all that because even like myself, man, you know, I was even telling you, man, like, I really don't follow politics. I would never even want to get into a conversation because I wouldn't know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? But I do pay attention to like where we're at as a country, and like that kind of stuff I will pay attention to and see how what it looks like, you know, as a whole.
Yeah.
You know, and then even that's still kind of tough to kind of process. But I admire that, man. So
honestly, I don't even know how it came about that I decided to run for politics.
yeah.
I actually ran my first time. I ran for.
Yes, please talk about that.
I ran for my first time that I ran for in Robstown we have a utility board. They oversee our of course our utilities, our wastewater, there was 3 of us running. The first, I guess, the general election, I won that by like almost 500 votes, but you had to win by 50% or more, obviously, to not go into a runoff. So I got 48%. So I still won the general, but we had to go into a runoff because I didn't get the majority of the votes.
Gotcha.
And then I lost the election by 70 votes. Wow. So I lost my first election, and that was for that utility board. And then the next elections came about the following year, and there was a city council position that was coming vacant. Well, really all of them, because they all ran at one point. So I ran against a gentleman who had been on the city council for almost 30 years.
Wow.
And I think about it, man, like almost 30 years, that's 15 elections because it's a 2-year term. Dang, why would you want to be on something that long, you know? Like,
Right.
And so I ran and I won that election. And then I ran again for re-election, and I won the re-election. And in the middle of my second term, the school board's position came open. So I ran for school board. And now that I hold the school board position, it's a 4-year term, I had to vacate my seat on the city council. So I'm no longer a city councilman.
Got you. Wow.
And we just govern really the school board. I've had people tell me, what do y'all do? You know, we just govern the school district. We make sure we enforce policy. We, of course, we approve, you know, for monies coming from the federal government, from the state government. And we just, you know, really the school board just oversees the superintendent. Superintendent is the day-to-day operations, you know.
Right.
The superintendent
Correct.
he's the guy, you know.
Yeah.
And then if there's anything that he is out of his element, and he comes to the school board. So it's basically like the president, and then you have Congress over here. You know, that's he brings it to us, and he gives us recommendations, and we either approve it or we don't. And that's just how it
Right.
works.
Wow, man, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's interesting, man.
So how do you? Well, I think now it's been. We're gonna start playing again and things like that. But how did you balance all this while you were playing with David and then?
Well, the good thing about this, well, really both. We live in a small community, so this job is not a full-time job. You go to the city of Corpus, and you're a city councilman. You represent a district at that point. You get compensated very well, and it's a full-time job. You have your own office in City Hall. Robstown, you don't have that. Robstown, it's basically a part-time job. Everybody has their normal jobs, and you meet once a month.
Okay.
And that's it. You just meet once a month, unless it's, of course, emergency meetings, natural disasters, things like that. But you basically meet once a month, and it was always on a Monday.
Oh, okay.
So there was no conflict there.
Gotcha.
And the school district, the same thing. They don't compensate you. You don't get paid to serve on the school board, but it's also once a month. And if we do meet so often, it's always either Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Early
so
in the
there
week.
was no conflict with the band. So
Yeah, that's cool, man.
yeah,
So
I got
then-
to do everything.
So it allows you
Yeah,
to
it-
you can still go and perform, which is
Yeah.
what you love to do,
Yeah.
man. And then you can still help your community and do that kind of stuff, man.
Yeah, and I try to stay busy, man. Like with the band, like if I wasn't with the band, then I was over here doing something with the city, or now with the school. So I mean, I like to keep my feet in all these different things, man, because
Hey, man, it
because
keeps you popping,
I
dude.
think if I were to not be as busy, I'd get lazy. I like to stay busy, man. I love it. I love staying busy.
There's nothing wrong with that, dude. Because once you start becoming chill, man, it turns into a different feel. You start getting used to that, and that's what I'm afraid to do. I'm afraid to chill. You know what I mean? Because I'm afraid I'm gonna get too lazy on the things that
Become
that we need to do.
complacent, man.
Yeah, man.
That's what it
And
is.
it's just habitual. It's just what we do, man. We can't help it. And so that's interesting, man. So then. I want to go take a look at some photos real quick, man, that you sent me, man. Yeah, you sent me some really cool stuff, man. So we're definitely going to check out this guy right here because he's one of my influences.
Who's that guy? Who's that guy?
Who's that dude?
It's me and the boss man right there.
DLG.
DLG. That's
What's up, my man?
That's on one of our albums. I think Así es la vida album. That's not the cover, but that's one of the pictures they took. I think it was a little more gordo right there.
And let me ask you a question about that. How has David changed your life, man? Like as far as music and just everything.
Well, when I joined the band, he did tell me like, hey, you're gonna be singing more. You're gonna be singing every weekend. He said you're gonna hear, and I of course obviously like I said I wasn't trained, so I mean I was just like I sing. But and he was right. As the years went by, I can hear it myself that the higher notes are coming a lot more easier. Mm-hmm. And then I've always said this, singing so much with Jay Perez.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's like you're saying you listen to details. So singing with Jay is an amazing singer, man. There's some things that he does, and I think to myself like, what if I do that, or in my range, what if I do that when I'm singing up, at a high note like that? And I try to throw that stuff in there, man, and it's crazy because it's true. Like singing every weekend, I guess my vocal cords already knew, like, hey, it's Friday, you rest this long and hey, it's Friday.
Do you believe in that?
I
love what
think
you're
so.
saying.
I
Because
think
I can
it's like
be
a
hoarse or whatever, but when it comes to gig time, it's like it just kind of goes away for some reason. I don't know why.
I mean, I think maybe he knows the days of the week or something because I mean, I don't know, man. It's true what he said.
That you said that.
It's natural now to where I don't strain as much, or I don't know how to explain it, man. Like those higher notes, they come a lot more easier.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I don't know. I really don't know.
No, you do. No, it's true, man. It's all like the correct breathing and and although you might not be able to put a definition on it, it's still there. You know what I mean? You're still popping those notes out and stuff. And it's because of the way you're pushing. Because I'm discovering a lot of that stuff too.
Yeah.
Because for years I'm recently have been taking some vocal lessons. And when I started that, I noticed what I was doing wrong, and it was tough trying to transition.
Maybe
out
I
of
should
it.
look into something like that because
Yeah. Oh,
like I
man,
said,
it
I've been singing
wouldn't
for
hurt.
so long. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
And who knows if I'm
Fine-tune it.
doing something wrong. Yeah.
Or maybe you're doing it great. You just need to fine tune a couple little things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I'm with you on that. So back this picture. Okay, yeah. So going back to the pictures. I'm sorry, I got a little confused right there.
You're good.
Okay, so right here, man. So we have you right here, and this is the school board.
That's my official school board.
The school
picture,
board photo. Yeah.
So I was assigned or actually voted in as the school board secretary. So I'm currently the school board secretary for the.
You dress
for the
fly, bro.
district. Yeah,
You always look good in your pictures, man.
I was telling you yesterday on Bumper Gomez show. I everywhere I go, man, no matter where it is, if it's to the store, you're always, and it's nothing that I'm think I'm better than anybody, but I do not leave the house if I'm not dressed. Like sometimes the way I'm dressed now, man, I'll be dressed on a Monday just to go to and I mean I am always dressed up, man. My mom gets mad because my closet is like full of stuff, full of blazers. Right. And then of course sometimes I'll dress up with the stuff from the band,
Right.
I'll put on my boots and but I'm always to me it's just an image that's people's first impression. I've always been like that, man. First impression.
Really?
Somebody sees you and they're that's just
You
how
want
I've
them to
always
catch a good vibe when the
been.
first
like
time
right
they
away,
meet
like,
you.
hey man, this guy's always looking
Yeah.
sharp. That's
Well,
so
man,
so I was
dude, perfect example. Like we don't the only communication we really have is either when we play together or me hitting you up to come and do the show and things like that, And what I got from you, the vibe I got from you, that I get from you, not get, is that, yeah, man, you're really laid back, man. You're really, when I text you, because this is a thing about communication for me, right? We're talking about communication real quick. When it comes to when you're busy and you're trying to do all these things at one time, and you're texting and you're doing you're communicating whatever you can, and sometimes you can't really read what that person is trying to say. You don't know if you're gonna take it like, what's he saying? You know what I mean? But you have a really good way of communicating, bro, and I can tell by the skills that you have from being councilman, and
and that's one thing, man.
You're a pro, man.
To me, it's me, bro, and my buddy freaks out because documentation to me is everything.
Yeah.
I have to write it, and I have to I'll text myself as a reminder.
I do that too.
Or if I'm in a meeting, I'm writing down like so and so said this at this time, so I can go back to my notes and just be watching. I'm very punctual with stuff like that, man.
Yeah, I could tell. I can tell, man.
To.
Yeah, I think that's that's a good trait to have, brother. And I gotta say what's up to Ralph Messina. What's up, Ralph? Danny Martinez, what's going on, man? That's my dad.
Desde Monterrey, Nuevo León, Mexico. Ralph, gracias por acompañarnos, Ralph.
Yeah, and then Mike Aller says, love the songwriting convo. Yeah, man, it's Mike is also a songwriter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he helps me with my health and stuff, but he writes songs. His son writes songs and stuff, so they're like songwriters and
I know who to reach out to.
Yeah, for sure, yeah. And so let me get back to these photos. So that's a part of the school board there, and then
that's the city councilman
City
picture.
council.
Yeah.
Sharp. Yes, sir. And right here, you and Elida, man.
That was me and Elida singing. I think at the Poteet Strawberry Festival. I think that's where that picture was. I want to say. I don't. Yeah, I think it was Strawberry Festival.
Have you ever recorded with her?
No, I never recorded with her. No. Mm-mm.
Nothing solid like that?
No.
Man, I'm trying to get them on the show as well. Elida, I'm trying to get you on the show, girl. Lalo.
If you're watching. I've
been texting you, bro. What's going on? Talk about communication. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you, Lalo. No, I'm just kidding. And then, so then we come to this photo right here. And so tell me about this.
That one, I think that was, and the picture's a little cut off. I don't know if that was intentional. I think I cropped it or something. I don't know who was in there. I don't know who I took out. No, I'm just kidding. I think that one was at Corpus Christi in Club Rio. I think it was
I've done that
for the Jesse
spot a couple
Serrata,
times.
from the Jesse Serrata, or Los Buenos. I think it was Los Buenos reunion.
Okay.
So I think David Lee's on the left side. I don't know why.
He's
I
over
cut,
there.
I don't know why I
We
cut him
cut out
out.
David.
Yeah.
We trimmed him out.
It was. I think it was myself singing with Rene and Jesse Serrata. I think we were singing Las Cuatro Lupes right there, and Dave was singing. So,
And they were,
yeah. That right there, that's my dad.
yeah. So tell me a little about your dad, man, about your pops, and how he influenced you in your music career.
So my dad, he wasn't around very much. He was just, like I said, he had his band back in the 60s, 70s, and he opted out whenever we were when I was real young, and then he passed in 2003. And that's basically the story with that, man. I mean, there can't really say much about him, but I think the talent obviously came from him, you know. But yeah, I mean, I look back at some of the stuff that he recorded and some pictures. I'm like, wow, dude, this dude was all right, you know.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
all right. But yeah, man, as far as like influence, I mean, I think it's there because it's in the blood, basically.
Right.
But yeah, my dad wasn't around very much, so influences, like I said, were the Serratas. My uncles, my mom's brothers, they sing also, and they play guitar, so we would always just jam out at home, man. I mean, that was just something natural. That it was something like every weekend, man, we just get together and we already knew, like, hey, we're gonna jam. So throughout the years, I just kept singing and singing and singing and singing, and yeah, and that's. But obviously I know it came from my dad.
And do you have any other family that are musicians as well? Like I have my dad and my uncles and my brother, cousins. I mean, I have a big family.
Like I said, my mom's brothers,
Uh-huh.
they sing. My uncle, he's a songwriter, plays guitar, sings as well. And then my brothers, my older brothers, one of them sings, plays guitar, the other one sings and plays the drums. So, but they're into like 80s rock music.
Yeah.
And I took the Tejano side, the Spanish side from my dad. But yeah, and just my older brothers, they're musicians as well. And I don't know. Oh, okay. I was looking at your.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
So yeah, that's where I think that's where I got it from. And yeah, man. I mean,
I think man, seeing 28-year-old vocalist singing with an icon like that, and I will show this picture real quick. I've known David for a long time, dude. Yeah. For a long time. Like, he used to go. My dad used to work in a music store, and he would come into the music store, and I was like 17. I think. Well, that was my first job.
Okay.
So I was like 16 or 17. You know.
You were able to work.
Yeah,
at that time,
at
that age.
Alamo Music Center, and he would pop in there, and I met him, of course, and I just saw his career go, and then, and then the rest is history. But I did tell him on the show, right, David, and if you're watching, that on the show that I had with David, I told him, and I said, if you hadn't discovered Emilio, and I hadn't played with Emilio for those years, like for 13 years, like, man, I don't even know if this show would even exist. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
everything falls in full circle.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
I
didn't think about that.
And I look at without getting into my side, like with my family, but like my kid trying to get into singing and doing that thing, and like recording and doing that kind of stuff. I see that, like, when he's growing up, he's gonna be like trying to like do what you're doing over here,
Yeah.
In a different scene, a different genre, but it's gonna be like still, nevertheless, man. It's his passion. It's what he wants to do.
Yeah, you gotta follow it, man. You just have to.
Right, man.
And it just so happened that I was at the right place at the right time, man. When these guys heard me, and then several weeks later, I got a phone call, or actually I got 3 phone calls and I didn't answer.
What?
And then I got a and then I got a text. Hey,
calling
yeah,
me?
Really. I mean, I was like, who the hell?
I don't answer my phone, dude.
If I don't know the number, I don't answer it.
I don't answer it.
They'll leave a message if it's important. And but then I got a text message, and it was like, hey, this is David Lee. Oh crap. Okay, well, what's up? And then dun dun, we're here now. You know? Like,
Dun, 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 dun. Badass. That's good. That's good.
So that's how that came about, man.
That's cool, man. Well, David has been like, you know, like he's done so much, man, for the industry, man, you know, for a lot of like vocalists, man, how he's helped build, you know, some of these vocalists, man, like Jay, Emilio, Ram, you know, like, God,
and for me to come in, man, and like at one
That's
point
true.
it was like, golly, like, you know, now I'm cool with Ram, I'm cool with Jay, Emilio. I got to sing with him before he passed. Marc Ledesma, Joey Martinez,
Yeah,
man, Ozuna,
Markel.
and I was like, man, Oscar G. It was like, man, I'm singing the songs that these guys recorded, you know, and I kind of think to myself, man, I wonder if they hear me and they think like, nambe, ese vato, and, you know, and this is just me, myself,
Right.
critiquing myself,
Of course.
thinking like, man, that guy singing my song or the song that I recorded, nambe, no trae nada, or you know, or it could be the other way around. It's just me thinking, you know, like, hey, okay, but then. Not to get any ideas, boss. But if I were to, you know, if they were to tell me, hey, you know, your tenure here is done, or if I were to say, you know what, I'm gonna get out, the next guy's gonna have to do the same thing with my music, you know. And I think, man, it's just like
It's like,
the music doesn't go away. It's just a different voice that comes in.
right.
And I'm just like, man, this band has been solid for 50 years,
amazing.
50 plus years, man.
It's amazing.
And they've been changing vocalists, but I think the music itself just draws people.
Yeah, it's very organic,
Yeah.
man. It's like very
you
just.
know it is musicales, man. Like,
I you know, man, I freak out on the rhythm section, man. Richard and Adam, you know what I mean? Dickie's just like, you know, and I've talked to him too. He's like, I don't know what I'm doing, man. I'm like, but damn, dude, he's like all over the place. He's like, and they're so tight. It's so progressive, you know what I mean? And so when I'm jamming with you guys, man, I'm just having a great time, man, just like jamming, because it's like, how does it feel like having that support of a kick-ass band like that, man, right behind you?
There's some songs, man, that now that I sing and I sing and I don't know, you probably have to see on stage, but I'm singing and I'm I don't know what song, like Mujer Liberada, in Salinas, California, and I'm singing, but and I do this because I already know that they're gonna do that, you know. So it's like, I'm over here just doing with them, or there's some little pieces like on the song that they'll like, man, what song? I don't know what song it is, or like that.
Oh,
I mean,
they kind of go like
kind of
to-
slow it, and then it comes back in. I'm like, man, like, I already know it's coming, but they're just so like together, man. It's just boom, boom.
Does it throw you off?
No. It's just because they're so together. Like, it's just solid.
So
man.
so as long as you stay in the pocket, they're right there with you.
Yeah, and even at that, man, sometimes you know, I'll kind of try to act all bad, and I'm just like, and I hold a note out, right? What is that same song? Quiso conocer el mundo, dun, 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 dun. And I'm just there, like, and they're just waiting for me. Dun,
Oh,
dun,
dang.
dun, dun. And then, I mean, dude, they're just,
That's awesome.
they're solid, man, solid musicians.
Dude.
And then whenever like one doesn't show up, Adam had a retreat, you know, when Adam's not there, like, it's just,
Oh, dude,
I
there's
mean,
no way.
or Dickie, the same thing. Like, you know when they're,
Yeah.
you know, it just, you can't just replace him.
No,
you just
no, you can't.
I mean, you know, you can have a fill in for a gig, but to replace him, no, there's no way, man. There's no way. You lose musicales.
Then you would have somebody missing, and it wouldn't.
Yeah.
I mean, of course it'll work.
You lose the musicales vibe.
Yeah,
That's what
you
it is.
would, man, because those guys are so tight, dude. Oh my gosh,
I
dude.
mean, I would say tanto año together, man. Like, you know.
That's why I always tell Danny, anytime you need a sub, man, let me know. You know, but yes, man. So I know that we have like a little surprise. Maybe you might want to sing a tune or something.
Whatever. What do you think should I sing?
I
What should I
don't
sing?
know. Something. I mean, I heard you doing some Pulido earlier, man. That's some
Hey,
pretty
man,
cool
some
stuff,
Pulido,
man.
yeah.
Yeah. So, Cesar's gonna sing a song for us, man. I'm gonna let him go ahead and do this. We brought some backing music with us, man. Or he did. So we're gonna go ahead and put some of that on the free. So again, welcome out to Marked Up Live, everybody. This has been a great interview, man. I've been having such a blast with Cesar, and again, man, he's gonna jam out a tune here. Yeah, you ready? Oh hell yeah!
We'll try that one right there. That's one of my favorites.
Dude, I should have brought my cap.
Right?
Llegamos, es el portero, también se encarga de levantar. Los músicos de este grupo hasta nos hace madrugar. A la voz donde le llaman de sobrenombre le dicen Mo. Y cuando va a despertarnos todos les gritan en una voz: ya no te aguanto, Mo, ya no te aguanto, Mo. Si quieres tener amigos, deja dormir ya, por favor. Ya no te aguanto, Mo, ya no te aguanto, Mo. Si quieres tener amigos, cierra esa puerta, por favor.
One of my favorite songs, bro. Favorite song.
I got you on guitar, bro.
So yeah, toda. Sounds good, brother.
Thank you, brother. I've been practicing all day.
Llegamos en San Antonio, en Corpus Christi, en Robstown. Los músicos desvelados ya no saben en dónde están. A la siguiente semana vamos a Dallas y hasta Fort Worth. Llegamos después a Houston bien desvelados y ahí viene Mo. Ya no te aguanto, Mo, ya no te aguanto, Mo. Si quieres tener amigos, deja dormir ya, por favor. Ya no te aguanto, Mo, ya no te aguanto, Mo. Si quieres tener amigos, cierra esa puerta, por favor.
Ah, yeah.
It's probably the end right there, brother.
Wait, man, I thought I was gonna take a guitar solo, man. I gotta take my guitar solo.
Take it away, brother. Take it away.
Yeah, man. Dude, that was good, man. That was
Thank you,
badass, dude.
brother. Thank you.
Hey, you know what, man? I forgot to tell you these.
Uh-oh.
Well, actually,
Uh-oh.
what's going on there? Got some audio right there.
No, that was me. That was me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, did the little fancy fade out?
Yeah, just to make it look sound alright.
Yeah. He's got this cool like little DJ app on his. Walk, walk, walk. Right, and so there's one more video that we have, man, that you sent me earlier, and this one, hasta what?
Hasta el día.
Hasta el día, yes.
So I didn't send you. I didn't. Man, that's what I forgot to send you. The email of the recording.
Oh, that's right.
Of our latest one.
That's right. You had mentioned that earlier.
Yeah. So our latest single right now, it's called Hasta el Día. That's the song that's being promoted right now by Los Musicales. That song, my uncle Israel Cantu wrote that song in 1976, and my dad recorded it with his band in '78. And I just recently asked Dave. I said, "Hey, man, hey boss, this song, my dad recorded it back then. Can we, we think we can take it out as one of our singles?" So he told me, yeah. So I showed him that link that I sent you, and we put it together, man. And right now we're promoting that song. So it's an honor for me to be seeing that. My dad recorded it like 40-something years ago,
Right.
and then now it's on the radio. Of course, more modern and musicales style.
Yes.
But same song, man, and that's something I want to thank Dave for allowing us to do that.
That's cool, man. Yeah, Dave is.
He's
Like I
all
said,
right.
I've known him for a long time, dude.
He's all
That
right.
guy's got a heart of gold, man. He's got a heart of gold, and but cool, man. So we're gonna check out your dad here, right here on this.
Sure.
Tune. Okay, cool. And all right, guys, we'll be right back.
de Exapil Music.
Hasta el día que yo me muera, siempre me acuerdo de los tiempos que vivimos siempre juntos. Y los tiempos me renuncian del amor que nos tuvimos, que nos tenemos nosotros dos. Si me diera una vida eterna, rezaría la misma vida que a mí me diera. Y como el árbol que crece, como el aire que vuela, así te quiero a ti. Me diera una vida eterna, rezaría la misma vida que a mí me diera. Y como el árbol que crece, y como el aire que vuela, así te quiero a ti.
Yeah, man.
There you
That's
go.
old
There you
school,
go. Oh,
man.
yeah,
that-
you can hear with the way the sound is, right?
Yeah, man.
And I think, man, so I think Dave told me Musicales started in '78, and that's when that was released. So it's about the same time. They started about the same time. Mm-hmm. Well, my dad was already performing before, but that album was released in '78.
Recent 78. Yeah, man. I was
Yeah.
showing you some songs of my dad,
Yeah.
man. I've had some old 45s of my dad, and because my dad was doing a lot of the recordings too. Well, he had his band, and he played along. My uncle, just a quick story. I think I said this once on another show. My dad did some gigs out in Detroit, so he took the whole band for a couple of weeks. He had like a little contract to go for a couple of weeks and play at this bar or something, or some club or some shit, and then they gave him like a residency there for like 6 months or something, and my uncle was only 14. So we had to get my uncle and sign him up in school over there in Detroit, dude.
Yeah, with parent permission.
I know, because my dad was so much older. Oh my gosh, dude, this is some of the stories my dad has, man. Hey, bro, I want to go sing some songs with you in a little bit. I'm gonna do some karaoke.
Let's do it.
Hey, I want to say thank
I don't really
you,
like
man.
to do karaoke though.
No, you don't. Right? But he brings his own freaking iPad and everything. Man, I want to say thank you, man, for taking the
thank
time
you
for
having
being on
me,
my
man.
show,
For
dude.
real.
I love talking music with people, man. You know, it's one of the things that, you know, connects me with our community, man. You know, and just kind of like, you know, having you doing all the things that you're doing, man. It gives all of us a different side of what you're doing. You know,
And that's
what
what
I
I
mean?
like, man. I like that you kind of go into that, just because, you know, a lot of the people that know me now, obviously I've met a lot more people.
Yes.
Because of the music.
Yeah.
So that's really how they know me. They just know me as the singer for one of the most popular bands, you know.
Yeah.
But I really like to let them know, you know, that yes, I'm that, but I'm also this and this and this, and you know, and I really like living in a very small community, man. I love it.
Yeah.
Because everybody knows who I am, not because of the band, but because they've seen me grow up, man. I mean, I've lived there all my life, and the town is so small that when I go to HEB and everybody knows who I am because I've lived there all my life.
Because you know everybody.
Yeah, and you know, and of course, you come to San Antonio and it's different. It's a lot bigger, and I'm not saying that I get rushed or nothing, but when people see me here in San Antonio, they see me as, hey, you're David Lee Singer, you know. As per back home, I'm just, you know, Cezar, you know.
You're just Cezar.
But they've always been very supportive, man.
Yeah.
Robstown is, man, I've always been supportive of everything that I've done, you know. The community's right behind me, man, just backing me up, so.
And the great thing too, man, is that you're not that far from San Antonio, bro.
No,
the commute is like
I'm here all the time.
Yeah, dude. Like what's the commute? An hour and a half? 2 hours?
2 hours.
2 hours. See?
I mean, but the drive to me, bro, it's like.
Yeah, 2 hours is nothing.
And it's all highway.
Yeah, it's all highway, man. Well, dude, I mean, from coming from Robstown, and I know you had your show last night, and you know, and then you did this one, and I appreciate your professionalism on everything, man. Because I'm telling you, man, you guys don't know. I mean, sometimes I gotta deal with some stuff, you know, but this was not the case. He was on top of everything, man. Like just you know, communicating with me. I was the one that wasn't communicating.
Hey,
and I'm the one that's always communicating.
Hey, bro, are we still on? Is there anything else you need from me? Was all that good? You know?
Yeah, he's all hitting me up. I'm like, oh, dude, I'm sorry, man. I've been so busy, man. But I do this all the time. I drop my marker. But would you mind signing my guitar?
Sure.
All right.
You'll have to go and figure out which one's mine though, because you can't read my name, my autograph.
Dude, I can't read anybody's name on there. I'm serious, man. I have to
You're gonna have to remember which one is mine.
Yeah, I have to yeah. So you can find a spot. You can sign wherever you want, brother. On the sides, wherever there's space. Yeah, I love it, man. I love how I can get my guests to sign my guitar. Yeah, brother. Did you put the ear on there? Can you? Oh, you did. Thank you, Cesar.
You're welcome. Thank you, brother. Thanks for having me.
Oh, man. You are the best, my friend. And I can't wait till we get a chance to jam out again. Oh, wait, this is over here. I can't wait till we jam out again, man. I really hope that Danny...
Don't have to plug for Danny. You need a day off?
Yeah, Danny, you need a day off, bro. Let me know. He's like, I've been off for
Danny,
a year.
You've been working too much, brother. You need a day off.
Danny, you got a lot of work, a lot going on, bro.
Yeah, take the day.
Yeah, just take a day, man. Sick leave, whatever it is.
I don't know if David has any sick leave still. Yeah.
But yeah, man. So I can't wait for the next time we get a chance to share the stage
man,
again,
sure.
man. You know what I mean? It's always a good time. Yeah, just kind of going back real quick. You know, the times I met you through playing with David, I know that we didn't know each other very much, but our circle, man, put us together. And I think it's very important, man, that we still hang and still do
sure,
you know what I mean? So it's gonna be cool, man. You know,
I think
keeping in
one
touch.
time I think I met you one time at Pix too.
Yeah. That, and then I remember one time we did a gig. I don't know if it was a Laredo gig or something, but I just found you off to the side because we were watching, or you were watching the band, and then we started talking a little bit, and I started picking your brain. It's like, you're doing what now, you know? And I just wanted to say, man, that it's I admire that, you know what I mean? That side of being as young as you are, you know what I mean? And I've already hit these little spots in your life, man. They're not little, they're big, they're huge, they're great stepping stones to whatever is going to be happening next, you know, in your journey.
I think I'm going to stay right here, man. I think I'm going to stay there.
You can stay right there.
Yeah, I don't want to jump into anything bigger, man.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens with all that, because I think, man, where life can take us wherever it wants to take us, you know what I mean? But thank you.
One turn, and that's it.
One turn, yeah. You got that little crossroads. What do I do? Yeah. But, well, everybody, thanks a lot, man. I really appreciate
all those viewers.
Yeah,
for sure. All those todos los de Monterrey, Nuevo León, que nos están compartiendo aquí en las redes sociales. Gracias por compartir este video. Gracias por todo el apoyo que nos han dado a nosotros y también a la música tejana, a los musicales. Y le queremos dar las gracias una vez más por todo este año que vamos a estar pasando. Que un año medio dificultoso, pero aquí estamos todavía haciendo música. Y aquí como amigos. Pero gracias una vez más por compartir en este video y por sus comentarios. Y todas las redes sociales. Gracias.
It's amazing, brother. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. We got to give everybody a shout out. Thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out. We'll see you next week. Again, another great artist, man. So I'll keep y'all posted on all of that. And we got the merch. We're growing. We're doing some really cool stuff, man. So I can't wait to just keep sharing this with you guys, with all this great talent and artists that I have every week. And I'm just doing this, man, because I just want everybody to come together, man. So you guys have a great week. Cesar, again, thank you, brother.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
All right. You guys been marked up. Later.
There's no stopping me. Clear the fog out my head. It's up in smoke again. So easy. I left my bags on the low road. Now I'm riding high. Feels like I can fly. So easy. Party people, come on. Party people, come on. Come on, party people, come on. Party people, come on. Party people, come on. Come on, party people, come on. Party people, come on. Party people, come on. Come on, party people, come on. Party people, come on. Party people, come on. Come on, party people, come on.
That's all fucked up. Let's do it one more time. Another track. Yeah, another track.